Welcome to my student support system. In today's class, we will discuss about anatomy and physiology. Just introduction of anatomy and physiology. This is in English, and if you want to study in Hindi, just click on I button and you will get link of Hindi lecture, or you can directly visit my channel, my student support system. Let us start about anatomy and physiology. Learning about anatomy and physiology of our body is much like learning a foreign language. There are new vocabulary, new grammar and concepts to learn and understand. This class introduces you about this new language, terms used in anatomy and physiology so that you can understand the different parts of our body that will be discussed frequently in all the other classes of anatomy and physiology. After this class, you will feel that anatomy and physiology is just a cakewalk and we can understand it very easily. What you have to do, just subscribe my channel, watch my videos on anatomy and physiology, and you will get it very easily that what is anatomy and physiology. First term is anatomy. Human anatomy is scientific study of the body's structure. Some of these structures are very small and can only be observed and analyzed with the assistance of a microscope. Other higher structures can readily be seen, manipulated, measured and weighed. The word anatomy comes from the Greek word which means to cut apart. It includes the study of size, shape, color and location of body parts. Physiology. Human physiology is the scientific study of chemistry and physics of the structures of the body and the ways in which they work together to support the functions of our life. In physiology, we study the functions of our body parts and the science behind these functions. What is human body? Our body is very complex and consists of many components, starting from the smallest one, that is atom, and completing with the organism's body itself. Here you can see the smallest part is atom, like hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, and then they become molecule when they group together, and these molecules become macromolecules like DNA in the cell. Then they become organelles. Organelles are the cell parts. We will discuss them separately in another chapter. Then organelles become cell, and these cells come together to form tissue, and many tissue group together to become organs. Organ become organ system, and finally our body is formed. You can understand this with this picture. This is one atom, they form molecule, then they form macromolecule, organelles of the cell, then cell is formed, then cell form the tissue, tissue form organ, organ form organ system, and finally our body is formed. Next term is anatomical position. What is anatomical position? Anatomical position is straight body and the palms facing forward. So this is anatomical position. Whenever we talk about anatomical position, the first thing that should come in our mind that this is the position. This is seen from front and this is seen from back. Next are planes of our body. This is frequently used terms in anatomy. We have three planes by which we can cut our body. One is sagittal plane. In sagittal plane, we cut in our body like this. This is sagittal plane, and by cutting it in the sagittal plane, we divide our body in left and right, two parts. Then frontal plane. frontal or coronal plane. This is the frontal and coronal plane. Here we cut in our body such a way that body is divided into anterior and posterior two parts. And then is transverse or horizontal plane. This is the horizontal plane. When we cut the body in horizontal plane, the body becomes upper and lower part. So these are the three main planes of our body. What is superior and what is inferior? Superior and cranial, both words are same. It is towards the head end of the body or upper part. Example, hand is the part of superior extremity. Okay, so this is upper part. We start from mid. If we start from here, then superior is this and inferior is this. If we start from here, then inferior is this and superior is this. Inferior and caudal. This is away from the head. Example, foot is the part of inferior extremity. Okay, so these are the two terms, superior and inferior. Next term are ventral and dorsal. Ventral is the soft part. For example, this is the ventral part of our hand and this is the dorsal part. Okay, here you can see in this dog, the superior part becomes dorsal because this is the heart and this is the ventral. Inferior part become ventral. But here in our body, the posterior part, that is back, this become dorsal, and anterior part, this become ventral. Okay, so main definition of dorsal and ventral are, we can define by softness and hardness. Proximal and distal. Proximal is a part which is near to main body and distal is the part away from the main body. You can understand by this. So this is our hand. This part is distal and this part is proximal. And here in one finger, this bone is distal, this bone is proximal. You can see in the picture also. This is distal part, this is proximal part. This is proximal part, this is distal part. This depends at which point we are talking. Medial and lateral. Medial means towards midline and lateral means towards away from the midline. Okay, lateral means away, medial means towards. For example, this surface of our hand is medial and this part is lateral. Here in this finger, this part is medial and this part is lateral. Okay, so these are two terms, medial and lateral. Then superficial and deep. Superficial describe the position closer to the surface of our body. For example, skin is the superficial to bones. Okay, muscle is superficial to bones. Bone marrow is deep. And deep describes the position farther from the surface of body. For example, brain is deep to skull bone. Okay. Then interior or exterior. Interior means inside a body cavity. Okay, like something which is here, it is interior, and something here will be exterior. Flexion and extension. These are movements of our body. Flexion means moving the ventral surface together. Okay, this is the ventral surface of our hand, and if they are coming together, this movement will be flexion, and when they are going away, this movement will be extension. So, and in the hand, flexion, extension. Okay, in the pair, this you can see in the leg, this is extension, this is flexion. Okay. Spination and pronation. This is also a movement. Spination means rotating from prone to spine. Okay, so this is prone position, and when we are rotating in this way, this is spination, and pronation, moving the part from spine position to prone position. So this will be supination and pronation. Foramina or fovea. Foramina is hole in the bone like this. This is a foramen, this is a foramen, this is a foramen. And fovea, this is just a depression. Here you can see there is a depression. So this is fovea. Tendon or ligament. Tendon is a tough band of fibrous connective tissue that connects muscle to the bone. This is muscle and here it is connected to the bone. So this is the tendon. And ligament. Ligament is also a tough band of fibrous connective tissue that connect bone to bone from here to here. So this is ligament. Hormone or enzyme. Hormones are special proteins that act as chemical messengers. They travel in bloodstream to the tissue or organs and affect many different processes. Hormones are secreted by endocrine glands. Enzymes. Enzymes are also special proteins that act as biological catalysts. Catalysts accelerate the chemical reactions. The molecule upon which enzymes act as are called substrates. Enzymes are secreted by exocrine glands. Abdominal regions. Our abdomen is divided into 9 regions and we should know each region because while studying anatomy we will tell the location of a particular organ that this is situated in this region. So you must know what are those regions. Here right hypochondrial region, here right lumbar region, right iliac region, then left hypochondric region, left lumbar region and left iliac region, and in the center epigastric region, umbilical region and hypogastric region. In the same way, abdomen is also divided into 4 quadrants. And what are these quadrants? Right upper quadrant, left upper quadrant, left lower quadrant and right lower quadrant. Thank you student for watching this video. For watching another such videos, you can subscribe my channel and you can like my Facebook page. For making your notes, just visit mynursingstudents.blogspot.com. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook group Nursing Notes. Thank you. Have a nice day.